Hey guys, welcome to the video. Thought I'd hop on some BF5 today and talk about Battlefield 2042. The next big info drop we're getting is going to be at EA Play, which we now have a confirmed date and timing for. So it's going to be on July 22nd. Now I don't know how many of you watch wrestling, but Xavier Woods or Austin Creed, he is going to be the host for EA Play. And me personally, I'm a big fan of his mic skills, so I think he's gonna do well. So we're playing Frontlines on Twisted Steel, and I haven't played this game mode in a long time. But thankfully, because of BF5 going free on PS Plus, at least on PlayStation, the servers are quite alive. Potato aim, 30 rounds and I couldn't kill that guy. Finished him off with a pistol, not an issue. A few days ago, there was also a community livestream done by the Battlefield devs, and they talked about some other stuff in the game that we didn't really get to see in the trailers. And apart from that stream also, Daniel Berlin, he gave some interviews, and in the interview he gave to Epic Games, he was asked about crossplay, and that's one of the things that hasn't been talked about when it comes to Battlefield 2042, right? Crossplay we haven't heard any mentions of. And the answer from Daniel was the same again, that it's a topic they'll talk about at a later date again. They'll have to revisit it. So this to me indicates that either one of two things is happening. So first, that crossplay is still being worked on, so things are still getting finalized. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of complicated steps you have to implement before you can just come out and say, yep, this game is gonna have crossplay between all platforms. So maybe that's going on, or they already have a decision, but they're not ready to reveal it to the world yet because they know they're gonna get a reaction out of it. So maybe they just want to put it aside for later. Me personally, I would like to see console only crossplay and no crossplay with PC, because I have tried Battlefield on PC and it's Hackerfield. Hackerfield is essentially what it is. And you know, I just don't want that in my games. The console Battlefield experience has been quite smooth, and I'd like it to stay that way. I'm using the Bren gun, and it might feel a bit sluggish, but it's so accurate. Like, there's barely any recoil on it. You can easily handle mid-range gunfights with this thing. It's a beast. Yeah, if you guys haven't tried it yet, make sure you do so. The Bren gun is amazing. Alright, coming back to 2042, one thing I've seen people mention is that there wasn't any destruction shown in the trailers. And yeah, it's been a concern for me too, you know, the way they were talking about game-changing destruction, you know, the sandbox Battlefield experience. There's no way the Battlefield sandbox doesn't include game-changing destruction. But then when you think about it, when you're revealing a game, building up hype for it initially, you kind of want to show the new things you've been working on, because we've kind of had destruction, right? Destruction is destruction. It's just things breaking and falling down. I know it's more nuanced than that, but that's basically what it is. And in a reveal trailer, what do you think would build more hype? The Rendezook, a strategy where you jump out of a jet, RPG another jet, then get back in the jet. Would that interest you? Or a guy just RPGing a building and the building falling apart, crumbling? Which one sounds more exciting? Let's be real here. Of course the Rendezook does. And putting a little bit more thought into it, you know, what's more exciting to see? A tornado that's ripping apart a whole city, players, vehicles alike? Or you know, something crumbling down, just like that, right in front of us. So I'm sure it's in the game, but we just aren't seeing enough of it yet. So at this point, just give it time. So I'm just waiting for EA Play. That's where I think most of our questions can be answered. Since we can have a presentation done by the DICE devs, you know, sit down and talk about the game really how you want to. Now, if you guys remember the interview I mentioned that Daniel Berlin gave to Epic Games, he was also asked about the robot dogs in the game in that interview. And the interviewer asked him if you could pet the robot dogs. And he said we'll have to look into it. So it wasn't a yes. Now that, guys, I'm gonna be honest, that's a deal breaker. And yeah, I'm not gonna pre-order the game until we get confirmed petting robot doggos. Alright? I'm gonna abandon Battlefield 2042. I'm not gonna buy the game if you can't pet the robot dogs. Imagine if that were true. I mean, what else would I play? Warzone? I can't tolerate that game for 10 minutes. You could pay me by the hour to play that game and I still won't be able to do it. Another thing I've been giving a lot of thought to is the amount of content the game is going to be launching with. So, and this is confirmed, we're going to have 7 maps at launch. Now mind you, they're going to be huge. The maps are absolutely the largest we've ever seen in a Battlefield game, but only 7. I mean, I know the DLC is going to be free and they have the entirety of DICE LA working on the DLC, so it's going to come early too. But still, you know, something to think about. Now, when you also think of the last gen version of the game, so the PS4 and Xbox One versions, they only support 64 players and they won't have the large scale map. So I'm guessing out of those 7s, the ones that are really big, they won't have it. Or even if the maps are there, they will only be supported in the 64 player game modes. And overall, I'm happy they're doing that because essentially that's 10-year-old hardware. And a game releasing in 2021 shouldn't be held back by that. Now what is worrying though is that the game is priced at a full $60 even on the last gen consoles. So here in India I'd have to pay 4,000 rupees, which is the standard, you can say, $60 price tag for games, and I won't even get 7 map or the full experience, you know. You can maybe think of it as a cash grab, but let's be real, what can you really do about it? Now, I'm one of the lucky few people who have been able to get their hands on a next-gen console. I have a PlayStation 5. So, it's going to be a simple decision for me. I'm just going to buy the PS5 version. It costs more than $60, 4,500 Indian rupees to be exact for me. I think it's $70 US for everyone else in the world. But let's say I didn't have my next-gen console, right? Let's say I was still using my PS4. One thing I would consider doing is buying the gold edition. That includes a cross-gen bundle. So you get the PS5 version and the PS4 version. And I just pay 10 or 15 bucks extra right now when I'm buying the game initially. It definitely is worth considering. But as we move closer to launch, I think we'll get a better picture of what people are leaning towards doing. But to give you guys my take on it, I'm so hyped for this next title. I started playing Battlefield games from Battlefield 1 onwards, so I've only ever played World War 1 and a World War 2 setting in a Battlefield game. I played BF4 for like a couple of hours, literally like 2 or 3 hours on PC when I had my EA Play subscription, but I wouldn't call it, you know, getting a feel for the game. So I've essentially only played BF1 and BF5, really. I have seen my fair share of gameplay of BF4 and BF3 though. I am kind of a fan of those games just by looking at them. And to think of those games, you know, fully updated, built for next gen, 128 players, it's really exciting and I'm looking forward to October this year. Hopefully we get some chances to play the game before October, like the open beta. There's also going to be a technical playtest, but that's a closed environment test. And the official Battlefield website says the participants will be under NDA. So let's be real, people like you and me don't stand a chance of getting in. And that's not a problem, the game's in, you know, pre-alpha stage right now. And that technical playtest is going to be essentially an alpha. It's been chaotic here. We still haven't moved past the B and C flags. That's all it's been for the last, 10-15 minutes? Back and forth between B and C. You know, I look at things like this, it's so chaotic right now, you can't catch a break, there's players everywhere. And this is 32. This is only 32. We are going to have 128 players fighting at the same time in the same map. I don't think it's ever been done outside of a battle royale setting. Like Warzone does 150, but that's battle royale and the map is absolutely huge. And you die, you don't respawn, all those kinds of things. But in a multiplayer environment where you respawn constantly, 128 players, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to experience that for the first time. Oh, no, 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 I don't think so. Reload, bandage up real quick. Get this guy. No, stop shooting me, just for a second, just calm down. You, sir, are absolutely trash at the game right now. Why is he trying to bayonet charge? Like, who does that in BF5? Nobody bayonet charges in BF5. That's what you do in BF1. Get with the times, come on. Bayonet charging, that is so World War 1. And yeah, that is game. GG. Well played. It's going to be a draw. Pretty good summary of what happened for the last 30 minutes or so. You guys probably saw only a fraction of it. But yeah, excited to play and make videos on Battlefield 2042. Ooh, a Distinguished Long Service Award. What's that for? I'm gonna have to Google it actually. Anyway, I'm really excited about EA Play next month and what we're going to get to see from there. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment your thoughts down below. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Osmodrome, and I'll see you guys in the next one.